Good morning. This is Jack from Trotting Markets Crypto, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of 4th of August. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing and learn from it, transfer it to your own chance. I'm not here to shoot trading signals. Right. Just to mention, I'm going to be putting up a paywall as of tomorrow on my crypto videos and the morning briefings. Obviously, that won't apply to the posts. I've got because obviously it's a little short notice. I've mentioned it a couple of times before, but I'm crap at paperwork and I've been bad at getting those out. All the paperwork will be out today, and that will I'll probably do the webinars free into the end of the week just to give people time to catch up. All right, great. In that case, let's get started. We've got on Bitcoin. On the daily chart, we haven't got any daily sell signals here, and we've got nothing brewing. Although a retest of this low would actually likely set a possible daily RSI 5 buy signal brewing. We've got a new weekly pivot at 114.562, and that's a pretty good match with the monthly pivot. So this is a double area which might be resistance today. Just to mention, I've covered most of this, not actually that particular bit, but I've covered most of this in the post I did this morning, which is worth a read. Okay, Bitcoin on the hourly chart. No current divergence worth mention. We got a buy signal there, but that's already reached possible near miss target. We've seen a little bit of a rally here. Overall, this looks like a bull flag, but I think given that I'm expecting to see another leg down on equities as a fairly high probability, I think crypto will likely get dragged down with that. I think this will probably break this support here at 112, form a larger pattern, which may well be a bull flag too, and I'll be watching the 38.2% retracement at 104,500 odd and 50% retracement at 98.823. I would note that I've got a possible head and shoulder neckline at 98.3. If we were to reach that area, we could then do a bounce and then retrace the whole rally. I was talking about that as a possibility in the post because we could see a full reversal if we see a really bad crap out on equities, which we could see, but I'm not really seeing strong evidence for at the moment. Looking at Solana, we've got we've got the iron chest, which is broken up with a target in the 202 area. I've also drawn in a potential bear flag, which could be forming here. I am thinking we may well see a retest of this low here, this trend line here, which I've currently got. Well, 144 area. I put that in 147 at the post, but actually it is a little lower, I think. Is it lower on here? I haven't drawn it on here. Looking at the hourly chart, no current divergence. We actually had a buy signal which failed and then went up to the possible near miss target. Looking at the 15-minute chart, this is from the 126.09 low. Obviously that's been broken. We've got little head and shoulders which is broken down here with a target in the 147 area. That's a pretty good match with the test of rising support, and I'm thinking it's a double target, and given what I'm expecting to see on equities, there's a pretty good chance we're going to go and get that. So I'm leaning towards seeing that. Would that be a bull flag set up from the high? No, I wouldn't. It's too big. But I'd be watching to see the setup as we got down there, the prospects for reversal. I would not like to see it break down below 126.09. If we were to see that, then that would fail this IHS and set up a target at a retest of this low here at 95.24. That would be the full retracement option, which I'm not currently expecting to see, but obviously is possible. Looking at Ethereum, we didn't get the hard fail set up with the retest on Solana, but we did get it, although here it isn't a hard fail setup. We did get it on Ethereum. That set up a daily RSI 5 sell signal, which has made target already, and we've got a weak RSI 14 sell signal, which hasn't made target yet, and I'm thinking, well, might. On the hourly chart, we've got a double top here, which is broken down with the target in the 3080 to 3180 area. I'm liking that target. I'm seeing we've got a bit of a bounce here. I was expecting to see that on equities. We're seeing it on Ethereum too. After that, this is kind of like the head and shoulders I was looking at on, the double tops I was looking at on Dia and IWM. After that, I'm expecting those targets to be made. That would be a nice target area. We've got if we were to backtest the inverted head and shoulder neckline, and honestly, we've got so close to the target, it would be unusual to see that backtest. I've got that a bit lower in about the 2850 area, but I'm not really expecting to see that. I would be surprised to see us get down to this trend line here. I was talking about that, why that is on the post this morning, but there's no particular reason to reach it. If we did, that would be an alarming sign of weakness. But the IHS wouldn't fail until we got below the right shoulder low at 21.1365. So we shall see. All right, let's have a quick look at questions. Right, okay. Yes, that is reliable. That is very much reliable on the nut-like signs, on the nut-like signs or Lutnick. It's so in terms of the legality of the tariffs, I was listening to lawyers talking about that, and they were saying that it might well take a while for it to come out. They were thinking, pencil in maybe the end of August or a couple of weeks later for it. So it's going to take a while. It does look as though it's going to be rejected, but then after that, there will be likely, looking at what the Supreme Court's been doing so far in this administration, there would likely be a emergency move to the Supreme Court, and we'd probably get a ruling on that within 2 or 3 weeks. So I'm thinking really by the end of maybe, it's very, very finger in the air, for testing the wind here. But I'm leaning towards seeing, maybe second half of September, beginning of October. For that could set off that we're rallying to the end of the year, and that could deliver what I would really like to see. But of course, then Trump could use his current majority in the House to actually impose the tariffs through legislation, but that would take a couple of months. So that could give us a rally into the end of the year, and I'm thinking that's a better fit with. Obviously, we're looking at the moment, they're remaking the Bureau of Statistics. That's not likely to make the statistics better. But also, we're now looking towards an area where the Fed chair is actually going to have to step down at the start of May next year. That's the end of his term. And Trump is very, very likely to appoint a political hack who will give him whatever he wants, because that's what he does. So I'm thinking that the closer we get to that point, the more fragile the overall market is likely to be. So if we can get that rally into the end of December or beginning of January, then we're talking actually about a setup to give us real trouble in the equity and bond markets. So that's the way I've been thinking. But that could give us our crypto bull market high into December, which is what I would really like to see, because historically they've all been in December plus or minus. Now that's not a statistical universe, but it's a strong trend. That would be ideal. And I'm thinking we could see a wave of optimism after the tariffs are ruled illegal, which I'm thinking is probably more likely than not. Although obviously the current Supreme Court has been siding with the administration a lot. This is an important principle of law, though, and I think they'll probably be inclined to say you should do this through Congress. And really, given that he's got control of Congress and the Senate, I don't understand why he didn't do that anyway. All right, great. In that case, I think it's a wrap. Also, if that happens, then Lutnick's sons will make a mint. Billions, I suspect. I wonder if he's advising them on that. All right. Anyway, I think that's a wrap. I'll catch everyone tomorrow. Take care.